How would you recommend introducing parents to anime and manga? My parents don't really understand it and they think
Sorry to come in. That you made some really good points about how to introduce your parents into manga and anime. I was a teenager when I first got into it. I was just lucky my mother got into it a little bit as well because she's a bit more the artsy type like my sisters. But with her, I know the things that she likes is something not with not so much fighting, a bit more innocence. So Studio Ghibli films were definitely hers. Got her into anime a little bit. I know the ones that she'd go for mostly would be Mushishi series. She liked that. She liked Fruits Basket. I think she watched that a little bit when Zoe's sister was into it. I know Kakao to Shakura was the one, and Sailor Moon was what Zoe would end up bringing home a lot of the time. But Studio Ghibli films is what we always ended up watching together, and we still do sometimes. My mom's favorite being Valley of the Wind, and I think she liked Castle Lapider in the Sky, because those are some of the titles she liked. Manga wise, I know my sister Zoe was reading a lot of Clamp manga series, so my mom would read some of those from her. Um, Definitely liked the Wish series from Clamp, and I know she read Cardcaptor Sakura from them as well. Uh, but my dad, he never got it until he went to Japan himself. Unless you can get your parent to travel all the way to Japan and check out all the manga shops and realize how many adults go in there, that they're engineers for adults and not just kiddos, you're gonna have a hard time. Because, trying to get your parent into these things, heck, I can't even get my mom to understand my doll collecting half the time, especially the Monster High ones. She would not go for those because they seem too scary and creepy. If I was going for doll stuff, I'd have to show her my more. These ones she's more understanding into a little bit, but yeah, trying to get your parent into things like anime, manga, or even just understanding your doll collection, sometimes it's a little bit of a hit and miss. Don't get your expectations too high. Some parents you can get who would try to be a bit more understanding, like my mother, or you end up getting like my dad, who's not very understanding. He's maybe married to someone else now, and I only hear from him on Facebook every once in a while, but that's up to him. He didn't want to be understanding, but if your parent wants to be, you could probably get them in through Studio Ghibli films. I would recommend first there, and maybe some of the Clamp titles, like or some of the cat manga. There are some cute ones out there. If your parent likes cute stuff, unless they like something with a bit more action and more story, then try to go maybe for some of the Shonen Jump stuff. So just but be careful which ones you introduce them to, otherwise they might start thinking the wrong thing. So try to keep the violence to some degree down and make sure there's more story plot going if you're going to go for that. But yeah, be careful. But she has some good information, yeah.